Hey guys, Tony Canan here, and I am at Chip Ganassi Racing today. And actually, we have a camera. We're gonna go to places you guys ever seen, and we're gonna do a shop tour. Come with me. So come on in. When you just walk in, it's a huge impression. And this is the whole history of Chip Ganassi Racing. We have every single trophy, couple cars I'm going to show you guys. So basically every trophy that a driver won for Chip, it's here. So you guys are going to see a lot of first places, and this is actually up until this year was the car that won the last Indy 500 for Chip. So this is Dario's car. He raced with number 50 because at the time he was commemorating 50 years of Target, and very iconic car. I actually finished third behind him. Dixon finished second that race. And 1 year after, actually, Dan Weldon had passed. So it was pretty cool for his three best friends finished 1 through 3 in his honor. So basically, I mean, we'll spend hours and hours here talking about trophies and stuff, but this is the whole history of, you know, Chip Ganassi Racing. On the other side, we have the pace car that actually Dario, when you win the 500, you win the pace car. The driver usually does, and actually Chip got that one, and Dario got a replica. We have a show car. This is an old Champ car that we actually wrap it up with PNC Bank, and then the rest, all the trophies. I mean, you'll see it from when Zanardi was here, when Montoya was here, Jimmy Vasser was here. I mean, you name it. This is definitely the coolest part of the shop. Now, behind those walls and upstairs, we have where they prep the cars, where they wrap the cars, where they make the stickers for the cars, where the engineers work, the PR department, the travel department, the lawyers. We have a pit stop place that we do the pit stops. There are things that I think we cannot show, but I'll try to sneak in, all right? And look at that. That is obviously 12 hours of Sebring win, 24 hours Le Mans win, and Ford actually, Chip was, you know, the team that actually got with Ford and came back with the GT to Le Mans. All the pole position awards, which we're running out of room here. I mean, a very special room with all the championship trophies as well. We have a very iconic picture here. This is Montoya, Chip, Zanardi, and Jimmy. Basically 96, 97, 98, 99 champion. So back in the Champ car days. Our latest win with Marcos at the 500, the whole team there. We had 4 cars in the top 12 for qualifying and 4 cars in the top 10. So a very, very good year for us. So now, let's walk through some race cars. Behind me, it's where the magic happens. So here we have all the cars. Each car has a bay. We can't show you a lot, so we're gonna hang here in the 10 car with Palou car, the NTT, because it's fully assembled. There are things that we cannot show for obvious reasons, but basically you have the 10 bay, the 9 bay, the 8 bay, 48, 1 bay for the 1. And then we have the Cadillac, and then, you know, all the other teams in the back. We're actually doing a shop expansion because we've been growing, we've been adding cars and for different series. So, and all the mechanics work here in the shop. The team managers are up there. I'm gonna show you guys where they work, and they actually face the guys. So basically, everybody's being watched all day, and the guys are full blown. We're getting ready to go to a race right now, but yeah. And this is where all the preparation, which is really important if you think about how competitive we are. The mechanics have to be extremely precise so we don't have mechanical failures. And these guys, I mean, look at the silence. I mean, you can hear tools and air guns and stuff, but nobody's really talking. Everybody's down and working and making sure that every single bolt and every single piece of this car, it's perfect and actually ready to go. Hi, Ricky. Hi. Come on in with me. So basically, it's the parts department, which is the only place that you can come and order something and you don't pay for it. Actually, chips pay for it. But basically, anything that we need, it's in here. And you can see there's some driver seats up there. You cannot order those. We're just storing them here. This is pretty cool. It's a helmet disinfection, I would say, or cleans. I mean, basically, every mechanic has to wear a helmet during pit stop. So we have 6 guys, 24 helmets because we have 4 cars. So after each race, they come here, put the helmet in, desanitize, and then ready to go for the next race. This shop was built and designed for racing. So the big trucks are very expensive, and you know, we're in Indianapolis, we have weather. The trucks actually are parked inside, and the mechanics have access to the trucks because we also have parts. You know, every time the trucks leave the shop, we basically take probably almost the entire shop in parts with us because we're on the road. So we're gonna go check that out. But if you want to order some Rain-X, for instance, they're free. Well, here is where all the team managers work. Basically, they all sit here. They're facing the cars back there. They have their desks. So they're actually, in the same time that they're actually giving the orders to the chief mechanics, they're watching what they're doing. Like I mentioned, look at this. The trucks will come back from a race. They all backed in and they all stay inside. The trucks are here, mechanics are there, and we can walk in and out. So let me show you what, I'm gonna show you guys my truck. We have 6 trucks, they all connect. And this one is actually the one that me, Jimmy, and Scott Dixon share. So come on in and I'm gonna show you guys. So basically, like every mechanic has a locker here with their helmet, the radio, and everything else. Parts, these are all parts. And then, turn the lights on here. Come on in. Basically, this is it. This is our office. We have a wing there, but it doesn't stay there. I have my locker. Dixon, myself, and Jimmy, we have a bathroom. So we basically chill there during the day, before the race. We take a nap and everything else. So all weekend long. The other truck, we have the engineering. We have a kitchen. I mean, you name it. It's a full house. So basically, this is pretty much it. I have actually something I want to show you guys that probably a lot of you haven't seen or probably heard about it, but I haven't seen it. We have here the Delta Wing. Do you guys remember that? That was a project that this was supposed to be the next generation of an IndyCar. And it's pretty crazy. I mean, that was the first one ever made. Look at how little the front wheels were. This was gonna be crazy, and it's, you know, obviously Chip kept the first one. On the off season, this is where we do the pit stops. They're moving the truck just for us. Basically, see, this is the pit wall. We have the pit stop marks and stuff. We'll drive an electric car, and that's how we train the pit crews. Here is where we analyze all the pit stops. The guys will come in the morning, and you know, probably the whole crew, they alternate. They have hours, designated hours, and they'll do an hour each here just doing pit stops, and after that they go to the gym and they get back to work on the race cars. Here we call the wing room, and basically you will see every single side pot, rear wing, front wing, anything that is related to aerodynamics is done here. So the good thing about the shop is the same guy that assembles all the wings. So we're making sure that they're all assembled the same, wrapped the same, different sponsors, but basically you see a lot of cool things in here, but also a lot of broken pieces, because every time we break a wing, they bring it here. Either they fix it or we replace it. So this is actually one of the pretty cool rooms that you just walk in and you see, you think it's a race car, but actually it's just the side pots and front wings and rear wings. And those guys do such a meticulous job, because if you think about it, we talk about aerodynamics, and those side pots need really to like be fitted to the car. And this is where they shim, they work on it, they measure. I mean, it's not just, well, it's not like a piece of Lego. You just put it together, say, here guys, here we go. So there's a lot of work put into this room. Well, we're the cafeteria, so we have tables that fits everybody. We don't all have lunch together, but this we use also for conferences when Chip wants to congratulate the team for wins, which we kind of do a lot, which is pretty cool. But basically, every person can either buy their food, bring their food, but we have refrigerators in the back and everything, you keep it. And it's lunchtime. If you don't want to leave the shop, you just sit here, you have lunch with your friends, teammates, and then you go back to work. I know for a fact, everybody that owns a house has a room or a place that you just put everything that you don't want to be seen, or it has to be hidden and then organized later, and this is the room. We have some old trophies, some broken trophies that we're fixing, man, you name it, paperwork, old cars. I mean, anything that goes overload, it comes here. But then, this is a pretty cool room. Doing a shop tour, I'm not gonna keep repeating, this is the most important room of the shop, because as a team, every room, every section is important. But these guys, I love what they do. They are very, very meticulous. We are a pain, and we ask them to change things all the time. You can imagine, every driver have a different request. Every driver has a different, I don't like that grip. I want my pit lane speed limit button on the left. I don't want it on the right. So those are the guys that make it happen. So basically, guys, here is where all the assemble the wheels and do everything. So we have some prototypes. Here we go, I broke one already. So this is Dixon's wheel, which is completely different than Jimmy's wheel. Jimmy's wheel was my wheel because I wasn't given it a choice. So I guess when you're part-time, that's what happens. But basically, we designed, we 3D printed, and then we choose every driver, because the cockpit is basically our office. So we choose how we want it, the way we want it, because the wheel is something extremely personal. So Dixon likes the MPI grip, and he likes very soft, and he likes thin. Jimmy and I, we went to more of a thicker grip, and all these are molded to your hand. You actually get the wheel itself. It comes basic stock from MK1. This is an MPI, and then they will add this rubber piece, and then it comes hot, and you just actually mold it the way you want it, and that's it. When it dries, basically stays like that. So pretty much we sit here, and it's not just wheels. They do the looms. She's doing a loom right now. Basically any single part that is electronic, which is a lot. Remember, we go from telemetry to the car has so many wires, and they're all being done here. Back in the days, we used to paint cars. Nowadays, wrapping, it's actually pretty popular. It's lighter, easier. So basically, what do? Mike is in the other room. The guys are here working. We do everything in-house. So we have printers, all the stickers, all colors of stickers. And then what the boys do is sometimes we change wraps between races. Jimmy raced the American Legion car, then the Carvana car. So did Palou. So did Ericsson. Different sponsors. So basically, those guys, they print the picture of the car. So the boys here know which one it is, and basically they put into the computer. It's amazing. And just a sheet, look at this. A sheet comes out. That's one of the side pots of one of the IMSA cars. But then you can that's a wrap from the side pot of Jimmy's car. And the boys will go take this down to the shop, down to the assembly wing and side pod area, and just spend a few hours applying it. So this is pretty much it. Everything is done here in the house. I'll grab another one. See, they pre-printed sometimes, so they gain time. So that's the number 10 NTT. You have the picture. The boys know what to do. Mike's in there working pretty hard, and he's the one that makes everything happen. The king there. If it's right, it's awesome. If it's wrong, it's his fault. Well, we'll talk a little soft because this is where the team is. All the engineers work here, same floor, different base, but the entire team of engineers work back here. We can't go there. We have some secret stuff going on. So just to give you guys an idea what it is. Well, guys, here's the deal. I'm going to show you guys a place that probably not a lot of people walked in, or if they walked in, it means that they're in trouble. If you never see a video from me again after this, it's because I'm going to show you guys Chip's office. Come on in. So that's the boss, and obviously he sits and he obviously put the baby board right from his desk. So he has obviously a few memorabilia things that people have given to him. Obviously, Chip lives in Pittsburgh, so he's not here full time. That's why we sneak into his office. But well, guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll be showing a lot more now that we got a camera. We got an okay from Chip. We'll be doing some stuff for the next few races as well, but this was the shop tour. I hope you guys like it.